The Chicago Bears have gotten through their NFL free agency period. So y'all know it's time for another mock draft from Bobby. I know the first one had some people a little bit confused. But now, after the draft, combine, and after NFL free agency, I got to go ahead and give you mock draft 2.0 from Bobby. But before we jump right into it, you already know you got to hear the music first. What's going on, Chicago Bears fans, and welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm bringing you mock draft 2.0 after we get through the NFL Combine, after we went through the first week of NFL free agency. It's time to bring out the 2.0 mock draft from yours truly, Bobby. I'm going to go ahead and go through rounds 1 through 4, give you my logic on what the Chicago Bears are going to do, and you let me know, am I off my rocker or do I have a point with some of my selections? So I ain't going to hold you guys any longer. We're going to jump right into the first pick in the first round, pick number 25 for the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears will select safety Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. The reason I really wanted to pick Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon, but I just don't believe that he'll be there for the Chicago Bears. But if he is there, he will be selected at 25, in my opinion. But for the sake of understanding how drafts can go and where players can fall, I'm going to go with safety Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, who's 6'3", 201 pounds, ran a 4.52 40-yard dash, and at Toledo last season had 77 total tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and I think he might be on the Chicago Bears radar. Now, some people might say, why not take Caden McDonald? Why not look at Peter Woods? I'm thinking, my belief is that after you talk about Dylan and Emmanuel as the safeties, I believe there's a gap between these other candidates in this draft, just my personal opinion. And I think that the Bears will strike early to go and get their guy. He was a participant in the Shrine Bowl and in the Senior Bowl. We know that the Chicago Bears have representation at both events. I believe this guy is rangy, maybe not as fast as Dylan Thieneman, but at 6'3", he can really tackle. He has some really, really good coverage skills, and he ain't afraid to get dirty. I've been saying it. I love defensive backs that are not afraid to tackle. So I think they go and get their safety right away and don't waste time with any other candidates. Just my opinion. I know some of y'all already ticked off like, Bobby, where you going? We move on to the second round, where the Chicago Bears now have 2 picks in the second round after getting one from the Buffalo Bills when the Chicago Bears traded DJ Moore to Buffalo. So in the second round, with the 57 pick, this is when the Chicago Bears go and address the trenches. I believe they go out there and select defensive tackle out of Oklahoma, Grayson Halton. Is this man got a quick first step, not afraid to go through and bust through double teams and go out there as a defensive tackle that is 6'3", 293 pounds, that fits the mold of what Dennis Allen wants out of his pass rushers. He ran a 4.82 dash, has a 36-inch vertical for batting balls down. Pause. But in 13 games, 33 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 7 QB hurries, was once a rotational player, but worked himself all the way up to this past season becoming second team all SEC. So shout out to Grayson. I love what he can do on the football field, and I would love to see him in a Chicago Bears uniform. Now, just a couple picks down the road in round 2 at pick 60 from the Buffalo Bills, we attack the trenches again. This time we go edge though. We go edge Dani Dennis-Sutton from Penn State. Does this man has a really good explosive first step. 6'6", 256 pounds, 4.63 40-yard dash, 42 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. The stats speak for themselves. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I mentioned Dani Dennis-Sutton, I'm a little weary about it because he had a really, really good NFL combine. So he could potentially not be there for the sake of the Chicago Bears' sake. But again, after running through a couple mock simulators, he was there. So we going to go ahead and we going to put him in Bobby's mock draft 2.0. Now we move into the third round, and that pick is at 89th in the third round. The Chicago Bears select center. So we stand in the trenches, but this time on the offense. They go get center Jake Slaughter out of Florida. 6'5", 303 pounds, ran a 5.1 40-yard dash, played 748 snaps last season, only gave up 1 sack, 1 QB hit. The year prior, played 800 snaps, 1 sack, 1 QB hit. And Ben Johnson talked about the center position, and he needed somebody that's going to be smart. This young fella is an all-American with being smart and being a really, really good football player. There is a little bit concerns in the run game. However, we should be good. We can go ahead and have Dan Rouchard work on that. So we going to work on that. I say the Bears get that center of the future in the third round. Now in the fourth round, at pick 129, the Chicago Bears select wide receiver. Yes, wide receiver, Jacobe out of USC. 6'4", 200 pounds, 4.47 speed in the 40-yard dash, had 49 receptions, 745 yards, 4 touchdowns. And I know some people are going to be like, well, he didn't get 1,000 yards. I'm cool with that. But I love the route tree that the guy possessed. I love the route running ability that he possessed. And I love how he catches the football. And I think he gives the Chicago Bears a different type of architect or profile that they don't have on a team. This is a guy that's 6'4", can go out there and hit the back shoulder catches, can give you a toe tap inside the end zone, can catch across traffic in the middle of the field. He was overshadowed by a really, really good wide receiver in his running mate, and that was in Mekhi Lemon. And Caleb Williams played with him. So what better way to keep the continuity going all in with the Chicago Bears and bringing in another pass catcher? Now, I know there are going to be some questions, Bobby. No cornerback, no other. Nah, man. No. That's why we still got other picks. But I ain't going into those other picks because I'm considering you still got Tyreek Steven, who I'm pretty much done with. I'm not saying he's trash, but he do a bunch of knucklehead stuff. And I'm just over it at this point. I'm looking at Terrell Smith returning. I'm looking at Zay Frazier returning. I'm looking at Jalen Johnson hopefully being healthy for an entire season. Kyler Gordon, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that when you weigh everything, you attack the trenches in 2 positions on the defensive line. You go out there and get your center of the future. You get you another pass catcher that'll be young, that can be under the tutelage of Antoine Randall. And you get you a safety that you can pair with Coby Bryant that provides the same versatility that Coby Bryant will provide for the Chicago Bears. Let me know how y'all feeling about it. I feel like I did a much better job than the first one. I'll critique myself. but it don't mean nothing if y'all ain't rocking with it. Let me know if you rocking with it down below, man. Give me your honest takes. Let me know where you agree. And now I know there might be some people like no linebacker. No linebacker on this one, not on Bobby's 2.0. Let me know how y'all feeling about the whole entire thing, though, man. But hey, just wanted to get Bobby's mock draft 2.0. Y'all know it's going to be a 3.0 when we go out there and try to figure out a little bit more stuff regarding our Chicago Bears, man. It's all for the shits and giggles, all for a lot of fun, but a lot of time goes into it watching these prospects that could potentially end up on this team. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling. I'm with whatever y'all got to say. I'm with it. I think I did good though. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling. But hey, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, man. More work coming from us over here on Chicago Bears Central, man. Chi-Town up and bet down. I'm out of here. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.